Hey everyone, hope you're well. I don't know how many of you will actually be online tonight because it is bonfire night. I can hear the fireworks going off outside, so I'm sure that many of you will be out enjoying the oohs and ahs of pretty fireworks. For those who have furry friends, though, maybe you're at home snuggled up on the sofa trying to keep various pets calm and reassure them on tonight, which can be a scary night for lots of pets, I understand. But I've got some crafting for you. So whether you're with me live, whether you're watching on catch up, it's lovely to have you here. Whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, I'm really glad that you've logged on and that you're joining me. Hey Karen, glad you're here. Right. I have got a really cool but easy fancy fold to show you. I should have found out who originally did it. It was a reel that my mum sent me, and I thought, ooh, I could do that. I have changed the measurement so that it's in UK sizes rather than American, and I love it so much that this is actually going to be one of the free cards that I send out to anybody who purchases from me in November. So if you purchase from me in October, your card class is heading out to you. Each month I send out three cards to make. So you get the components, you get all the measurements, all the instructions, and they get sent out at the start of the following month. So all the October orders, whether it was at the show or whether it was at another time of the month, you will be receiving that in the post very shortly, and I hope you like it. Also, if any of your orders were £50 or more, you've also got a free pack of embellishments, which you can use either on the card designs that I've created or in your own creations as well. So this one is one that's going to be in the November class, and I will do an extra video for that at the start of December for everybody who will have received their class at that point. So let me flip round and let me put the light on because we're definitely this time of year. One thing I am going to say is this is a version of, it looks very boring right now, but I'm going to flip it over and you're going to like it. I have done this same version as a birthday card for my lovely niece Amy, who has had her birthday recently. So if I turn this over and let you see, so we've got birthday wishes. So this is the Simply Said stamp set using the hexagon punch and then using these stars, which is from the November online exclusives. The paper at the back here is the Kintsugi papers. And then this is the cool bit. So it opens up like that and you have your bit in the center to write. And then you've got your card, which folds over. So this is a ridiculously easy card to make. And I'm going to show you now, and I'm going to do it in slightly different papers so that you can see. Let's move over that side so we can see from start to finish. So instead of using the Kintsugi, I'm going to use the Peaceful Garden papers. So these are giving a more Christmassy vibe to things, although not, it doesn't have to be Christmas, it could be any year, any time of year that you want. And I'm going to use, not the one with the, let's do the one with the stars. I think that's going to be the best one to do. So flowers on one side and stars on the other. And then let me just check the colours that I need here. And it's Misty Moonlight, which is what I have here to go with it. So thanks, Margaret. So we start off, I'm going to start off cutting the card layers that you need. For all of my Imperial ladies, she'll be glad to know that we're doing this in inches. So we're going to start off with my piece of Misty Moonlight, and I'm cutting this to 4 1/8 of an inch, which also happens to be half of A4 lengthways. So you'll get 4 of these pieces to an A4 sheet. So that's 4 1/8 by 5 5/8. That's the first piece that I need. Then I'm going to cut another piece in Misty Moonlight, which is 3 5/8 by 5 1/8. If you're worried about remembering these measurements, as I say, I am writing out these card instructions so that all these measurements will be written down. This piece should fit onto the center there with a bit of a gap around the edge. Hey Linda, glad you're here. Next, I'm going to do a piece of basic white, which is 5 3/8 by 4 7/8. And if I have measured that right, this piece should fit nicely onto that piece with the rim all the way around the edge. Hey Jean, glad you're here. All right, next I'm going to take my designer series paper and I'm going to cut that to, this is one I can't remember, I think it's 5 1/2. Oh, I've written everything else down, but not this one. It is 5 1/2. There we go. Right. Next, you're going to score. For those who are here with classes, you know what I'm like. Score, score, score. Not your cutting. You're going to score at 2. And you're going to score at 4. And you're going to score at 8. And at 10. And if you're using our designer series paper and our trimmer, be careful not to press too hard on the trimmer, because if you do, it will accidentally cut through your paper, because our scoring can be quite firm. Right, so now I'm going to just go over these score lines with my bone folder. And what you should end up with is a piece that is 4 inches wide by 5 1/2 inches tall that meets in the center like that. Okay, so far so good. Next, and I'm going to do it on this side because it's going to be easier than doing it on the other side. You're going to measure at and just draw a tiny little pencil mark at, it might be easier doing it on this side. You're going to do a pencil mark at 2 3/4 inches. I'm just putting a piece of white card underneath so I can see easier where my pen mark needs to be. There we go, 2 3/4. And I'm going to do the same at the other side. I had a friend who's actually put a white piece of card behind her measurement so that it's easier for her to see on dark paper and card. She's very smart. 2 3/4 at the other side as well. And then you're going to line that pencil mark up and line up this center score point here and cut diagonally. There we go. Do the same at the other side. You're just cutting the top diagonal off. Don't cut top and bottom. Okay. Next, we're going to get into assembly. So these pieces that you've just cut off, just going to put some trusty Tombow on there. And then flip these over and they fit into the corners of each flap. One on one side and one on the other. Tombow is very forgiving, so you can put it on, slide it around, make sure you've got it where you want it to be. And that's what gives this diamond look on the front. You see? Right, next up, we're going to take these layers. The basic white layer goes on to my Misty Moonlight. So, now obviously you could stamp around the edges first if you wanted to. You could use your blending brushes to add a bit more interest. You could stamp a sentiment in the centre, which would have been sensible. And then I'm going to stick this inside my DSP piece. And then this whole piece gets glued onto my larger piece of Misty Moonlight, which just gives the card a bit more structure, means it's not quite as flimsy. The DSP is lovely, but you don't want to have it too light. Just stick that down there like that. There we go. So that on one side, then it opens up. And then all you need to do is decorate your piece on the front. So as you can see here, I had my stamped sentiment at the front there, and then I had some die cut pieces. And when you stick your sentiment on, you only glue on one side. That's the side that has the sentiment, and the other side is left blank. So to finish this one off, let's get sentiment. And for this, I'm going to use the Ornamental Christmas. Let's use this Merry Christmas piece here. Stamp that on my other piece of Whisper White, Basic White. Oh. Make sure I clean off my stamp. Off the other one that I used earlier, just so I don't accidentally drop something on it and get it all winky. Next, I'm going to use, so these are the dies. I was going to use this circle. Do you think that's too big? Actually, I don't. And I'm going to do the Christmas trees as well. Let's see, will one of these fit on here? Yeah, I reckon I can get that to fit on. Might need another bit of white for the second Christmas tree though. There we go. This set, by the way, if you're coming along to the Christmas card boot camp, this is the set that you'd receive. You can pay extra to get the dies added on as well. If you don't have a die cutting machine, then obviously you don't need the dies. If you do have a die cutting machine, I strongly recommend you get the dies as well, because it really does give you the versatility to use this set in lots and lots of different ways. There we go. Right, just going to use some bits of washi tape to stick my dies down. When I use the washi tape, I'm just sticking it on my clothes first, just to take off some of the tackiness. I don't want it to rip anything. But let's just line these up. The Merry Christmas I'm deliberately not putting in the centre of the circle because I want to have my other emblems beside it. See, let's put that on. And then I've also got this little scrap. Let's just use this as well. And now let's cut the whole thing out. So, bring over my cut and emboss. Let's put all of these pieces on. Just a quick hello to everyone who's maybe joining us for the first time, who maybe saw me at the craft fair at the SEC. If you are here, then I'm very glad that you're here. You're very welcome. If you're waiting for your goodies to arrive, they have gone in the post, and so they will be winging their way to you very, very soon. Start stocking your posties, as we say. Let's take that off. Poke out these little bits. I love this glimmer paper, and it's just the perfect shade to go with this paper on this particular card. I should maybe have done more than one star. Tell me what you think. I'll leave the die there just in case we need to put another one on. But, because you know what I'm like? You can never have enough bling. Sometimes you can't have too much. Pop that there. So, oh, I thought that was ink, but it's not. It's just a bit of the washi tape. That's better. Right. Gonna layer up my Christmas trees. These are going to go on the front of the card. I put that about there, then put those there, and then the little star at the side. I think that's quite pretty. So starting off then with my sentiment. So if I position it here, I only want this part of the sentiment to have glue on it, because it's only going to stick to half the card. There we go. On there. So. There we go. Now then, let's get our trees on the top. Flat or dimensionals? This bottom one's certainly going to be flat. Let's put the ink on there. But let me know in the comments if you think the next one should be on dimensionals. I've got ink everywhere. If you do get ink in places you don't want it to be, then having a rubber to hand is a good way. Just an eraser is a good way of getting rid of that. There we go. This one, do you know, I think dimensionals will just make that pop. Let's get some dimensionals out. Oh, there we go. I've got some in front of me. Let's get rid of the glue. So let's put a couple of dimensionals on here. And then tiny mini dimensional on my star. Let's put it off to one side. There we go. So that's my sentiment with my trees on the side, the DSP in the center, and then it opens up and closes down again. There you go. Which version do you like best, the Christmas version or the birthday version? I do like the Kintsugi papers. They are some of my favourite papers and they're so blingy. And I do love these stars. These are from one of the new online exclusives. So these are the Swirled Designs dies. This star is just fabulous. My team are called Stampin' Starlets. So I think I will be using this star a lot more to make cards for my fabulous team. You like the Christmas one best, Jean? I like them both. I do like the blues and the silvers. I think the colours work. Lovely. All right. So guys, that's what I have to show you tonight. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me flick back to me for a minute. I've always had fun crafting with you. If you've got any questions, then please do get in touch, reach out. If you give this card a try, please do share your designs with me. I love to see the stuff you make. And yeah, don't forget the Christmas card boot camp on the 15th and the 22nd of November. There are some spaces left for the 15th, but they are going fast. So check out my website if you want more information. And yeah, have a great week, everyone. Take care. Bye.